Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. Season 10, episode 11, and I'm hoping you can hear me because I cannot get my normal microphone to register on the computer. Good evening, buddy. It's really weird. I don't know why. I've been plugging it in and taking it out and blowing on it and doing all the usual tricks and nothing. I can't get the microphone working. So we're on a different microphone, which I haven't used in a very, very long time. And it's right next to the 3D printer. So, yeah, you can. That's good. I was a little bit unsure of the background noise. The printer will be done in 2 minutes, it says. I timed it quite well, but not quite well enough on a, 8-hour print or whatever this is. Excuse me. It's crackly, yeah. Hopefully it will clear up in a minute. Hopefully it will clear up in a minute when the printer stops. If not, I expect it's only going to be a somewhat short one tonight, because that is kind of annoying, actually. I do apologise to everyone. Well, how is everyone? Is everyone having a good time? Has everyone had a good week or so? We've had an absolutely crazy couple of weeks, and I can honestly say the Weymouth event, probably it is our worst event we've ever hosted. It went awfully, and I don't mind admitting that. You know me, I will say when I'm failing. Usually the events go really well. They're planned out well. Everything sort of, there's always one or two things that go wrong before a show, but this one, just everything was up against me, to be honest. We were short staffed. We had cancellations. We had our main display from the I've been going on about the Nova gonna do displays and artillery displays and potentially a forge and things like that. But that all got cancelled at the last minute. The bouncy castle generators gave in 2 days before. It was going to cost me another $1,000 to replace them. I had to move them inside, completely change the map last minute. Shorter staff as well, so I was moving tables on my not on my own. Luckily I had one other person with me most of the night. From 1 a.m. till 6 a.m. we were moving tables and setting up the show, and it was just absolute madness. And then on top of all of that, basically no one came. It was a really quiet show. I've never known anything like it. So yeah, that happened. Bit of a shame. I mean, it is a massive shame, because I really thought we were going to do well on this one. Thought we were going to have a big crowd and loads of people in and everyone having a great time. You know, we went big on it. Should it called? What do you mean, Marcus? Explain that one. Sorry. But yeah, it did suck, to be honest. But it is what it is, and we'll move on. The Bristol one is going to be fantastic. Yet again, we have gone big on the Bristol one. We've got all that amazing stuff like the bouncy castle. And no, I should have called. Yeah, thank you, Marcus. It's all good, man. I would have paid for you, but it was last minute, and you know what it's like. I just got on with it. I made it work, and to be honest, it wasn't necessarily the fact I was short of staff, because yes, we had to work all night, but we made that happen, and everything on that sense was done. You know, it was just tiring and hard work. It was just more the fact of everything cancelling last minute, and then no one turned up anyway. So it is what it is. You know, these things happen. And it's always a risk of running these shows. But that's why I think it's really important to support the smaller shows, not just mine, but other smaller shows as well. You know, we've got Andy in here from the Bournemouth Bug Show. That's happening on the 2nd of June, Sunday the 2nd of June, down in Bournemouth. I'm going to be there. Loads of other awesome traders are going to be there. And it should be a really fantastic event. I know Andy's been working really hard to make it a fantastic event, and quite an inclusive event as well, which, you know me, I think that's really important. So yeah, if you're in the sort of Bournemouth area in June, do head on down to Andy's show as well, and like I say, support the smaller ones, because there is these big ones going on and they're all doing amazingly, but we've got these smaller ones too, and we need some people through the door. But yeah, Bristol should be fantastic. You know, I'm really looking forward to Bristol. We've got some amazing trailers. Last year was absolutely brilliant. It's basically like I haven't changed much of the internal from last year. Basically, everything that was inside last year is still going on inside. But now we've got the outside as well for loads of extra stuff. So it's going to be really good. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. Super excited. And yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I say, it's always a risk. So we take that risk and we don't mind. Don't ever apologise, Marcus. You know, it's me. This is what we do. Like I say, it's always a risk. But no, so the Weymouth show, like I've been going on about it, it's going to be moved over to my new company, the Active Days Events and Promotions, and that's strictly because it's not going to be an ant show anymore. It's just going to be a family fun day next year, completely different. I've got some really cool stuff planned up already, and I've hired a manager. Well, I haven't hired a manager. I've got a really close mate of mine. I've said, if you can help me sort this out, I'll get you some ants or something at the end. You know, I'll treat you at the end, sort of thing. And he knows the people that I need and all of that lot and how it should run. So he will literally run it for me on the day, take a massive pressure off me, having like that side of things covered. So next year's event's going to be very, very different in Weymouth. But it's, you know, it needs to mould to what works. We're still going to have our ant displays there, but it's going to be a family fun day with ants there rather than ant day with family fun day sort of thing. I'm looking forward to Bristol show. Yeah, thank you, Anti-Social. It was a really great one last year. I had a fantastic time. Everyone left smiling, and like I think, I don't know if we dragged like new people into the hobby as such, but it definitely started getting our name out there around the schools and things like that. And that to me really, like, that's really cool. Get more people into the hobby, more, not even into the hobby, but interested in what we're talking about, you know. I think it makes a big difference. I'm not like one that's really into like saving the planet and all of that. I don't go on about it quite often, but you know, it is something that obviously I do think about, and insect world and whatnot obviously plays a key part in that, and that's where I'm bothered about it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great show. Yeah, thank you, Marcus. It's great to have some people here that have been to my big Bristol show and the really good ones, you know, because it's like if Weymouth, this Weymouth that had just been, if that was my first show, I don't think I'd ever have anyone interested in coming again, because it was absolutely awful. But it is what it is, you know me. I offered everyone that turned up that I've been able to contact a refund, and it, you know, it's because it was only like half of what we thought it was going to be, you know, so I didn't feel very fair about charging for that. By about midday, we basically said just free entry. Yeah, so doing what I can. It is what it is. But yes, Bristol's going to be fantastic. I have started releasing some more information and some of the maps and stuff. I will release proper maps closer to the date, because they do tend to change a little bit as things get booked in slightly differently and whatnot. I can confirm now we have booked bouncy castles and a bouncy assault course sort of thing. That is 100% booked. I took it off the website at one point because I changed the company, but now I've 100% booked with this new company. It's back on the website. That will be there, as well as our free craft areas, free face painting. We're going to have entertainers, so there's loads of stuff there for the younger ones to enjoy as well. We're going to have 2 stages running in tangent and displays around the room as well. We got Baz Ants going to be doing a display. I think Sphinx Bugs might be doing a talk about mantis care and katydids. We might have some talks about isopods and things like that, which will be really cool, as well as the ant stuff on the main stage. I think, you know, it is an all-round show. As much as it is an ant show, it is an all-round, everything to go around the ants, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's it, Marcus. You win some, and like, That's it. I always try and learn from my mistakes, and I did make mistakes on this one. Like leading up to the show, I think I had to change the map like twice. I had to redo my spreadsheets 3 times, just things like that. Like it just didn't go smooth as it should have. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. You learn. I have learned. I've learned. Need to do for next year, you know, that's the main thing. Bristol is a very different show to Weymouth. I'm not thinking it's going to go the same way, hopefully. Hopefully, but either way, it is what it is. But whilst I've been doing all the show stuff, I have also, and you may have seen on the Facebook, most people would have seen on the Facebook, I expect, I've been redesigning all of our 3D printed products, all of our nests, all of our accessories, or at least about 90% of the accessories. Most things have been upgraded now. Like the functionality of our products was absolutely fine. Everything worked, but it was like, it was very basic, you know what I mean? It wasn't the prettiest or whatever. And I think like in today's market, you really gotta make sure your products are top notch as such. So I've redesigned everything. Now I'm better with 3D printing. Now I'm better at designing and sort of doing the niggly bits. I've been able to design really cool looking nests. I say upgrading the arsenal. Like I say, there was nothing wrong with the products that we had before, and to be honest, the internals of our new products are essentially still the same as the old products. We've just changed how it sort of looks and the sizing and things like that. So everything sort of sat within rims and stuck down and then more rims, and it's all very, very tight and secure. Super strong. All the nests and outworlds we're now printing in PETG, which is like a stronger filament. It has better water resistance and better heat resistance, things like that. So if you're using heat cables or water in it, you know, it shouldn't warp over time. It should just last a little bit longer. Whereas we're going to keep the accessories in PLA because the accessories, you know, they're not throwaway items, but you know what I mean? They're more recyclable like this. PLA is generally easier to recycle than PETG, and as technology is moving on further in that department as well, I expect this going to remain like that for a while. So we thought, you know, the smaller accessories, things that necessarily you might not want to keep for a long time and keep changing and whatnot, let's make them more recyclable. That's it. It's a better substance. That's it. So yeah, so we've got that. We've got loads of pictures being taken. I was hoping for my mate to come round with his really cool camera and like get some really nice flash-looking pictures of all the products. That's the word. But he hasn't turned up yet, so I've been taking pictures, a few of my own. They're not amazing, but let's get some pictures on the website so you can see what there is. We have released some awesome new products as well, some spectacular new products, and I can't take full credit for them because a lot of these new products have been designed in tangent with a customer, like in conjunction, in collaboration with a customer. Several customers have been helping. Oh, that's a very good idea. Thank you, Andy. I might actually do that. I've got a few bits that, like, no matter what I do, I cannot get them to not be glaring and reflecting and just look awful, you know what I mean? Some things I'm all right with. It's mainly the things with a lot of acrylic. Sam, I don't know that one's confused me, Marcus. But what was I saying? Cannot remember at all. But yeah, so we've got loads of products. That's it. We've got quite a few different customers helping us designing different products and whatnot. Exactly. I haven't got any special bits of kit. I've got a phone. Yeah, and like I say, when customers come to me with an idea, I generally say, yeah, let's do it. Let's take your idea and my knowledge of how things kind of need to work, and let's put something together. And we've come up with some really cool products. So we've got some the easy feeders have been redesigned, the seed towers have been redesigned, even water towers have had a new design. We've now got the test tube water tower adapter thing. It's been given all sorts of names over its time, but for the convenience of this stream, let's call it the Gary, because let's be honest, Gary helped us with that one. We very nearly did call it the Gary, but we went with liquid feeder test tube extension or something like that. And essentially it's a cone that goes on the end of your test tube with your ants in, and then you screw in your water tower, and you've literally got a water tower on your test tube. So if they run out of water, or if you just want to give them their sugars in there or anything like that, job done. Easy as that. Pop that on, and it's that easy, you know. And then it's quite easy. It's very tight, but it's still easy enough to remove that. Thank you, Chris. That you can put the food in as well, like the protein and whatnot. So that's not an issue. And to be honest, it's not 100% solve all issues, but it's pretty amazing. like well done, Gary, you know, for coming up with this idea for us. And yeah, we've turned it into, we had 2 or 3 designs, but the one we come up with is that's what he said when I showed him the doodle. Yeah, that's it. So 2 or 3, some of them look alright, some of them look bad, but I've refined it back to this one, and I think it looks kind of snazzy. Yes, it does kind of look a bit dodgy, but yeah, I like it, and it really does solve quite a few of those issues that could be having. So what have we got? We got a few more things that I still need to upload as well. I haven't even started uploading any of the information or anything. I've got at least 4 or 5 more products to do actually, but they are going to get there eventually. Like one of them I've had on the shelf for, well, since before Christmas. What month so at least months it's been done and ready and on the shelf, and I've literally just done nothing with it. I think it was from like the original designs, but of course we've redesigned it again, made it slightly nicer looking, and very, very tight and secure. And that one will be going on real soon. We've got the other invert include. And there's something else I'm working on as well, actually, and it's going to be really cool. Can't give much away, but it's going to be really, really, really big and pretty cool. I don't know if I'll even ever sell it, or if it's just going to be for me, or if it'll be like a special request sort of thing, because it is really, really, really big. But it's going to be really cool. We've got more 3D printers here as well, so you can hear the one next to me. We've got 2 more in another room, so that kind of, that's just the size of the operation now. Like they're all going. I'm kind of thinking, like, how hard would it to be, like, you know, the 3D printed ant models you could get, how hard is it to scale that up to like 5,000 times and break it up and like just spend like a ton on filament and get a really massive ant, because then I could take it to the shows and have a really massive ant. And how cool would that be? Like, I want to get like loads of like ant vinyls, and oh, there we go, printer's done. I want to get like loads of ant vinyls and ant carpets and just anything ant that I can. But yeah, obviously it's all money, like you gotta do what you can do. But yeah, so maybe I could 3D print a massive ant. Laser cutter, yeah, I'd love to get a laser cutter, CNC machines and things like that. Just, I want like a whole workshop, but I haven't got time for a whole workshop, to be honest. I'd have to wait, do it like when I'm got more time or more staff. I don't know. But so I got all distracted and the printer finished, and I was just looking at, yeah, that looks really cool. I'm happy with those. I haven't actually printed this one in black. That's what I don't want to give too much away. But one of the newer products, I printed it in white because I've always got tons and tons of white. Seeing it in black for the first time, I was like, oh, that looks good. Like, it's one thing that people always say is like, oh, you should print it in black, it looks better. It's like, yeah, maybe, but like, white, just, I've got tons of white. I just buy white by like 4 or 5 reels at a time, and buy black by 2 or 3. I've got access to all these application machines at work. One scale George. One scale George from Star Wars. I bet that takes like ages. There is that like anyone seeing on YouTube, they've got like 10-foot by 10-foot printer or something crazy like that. That would be very cool. But I think I get bored of it super fast. I don't know what I'd be printing that big all the time. Like, you have to have a reason, you know what I mean? Oh. It's a bit expensive. White shows you in, yeah, that is true. I think it just looks a bit cleaner, and yeah, thing attached to a cover. Oh. See, the only thing is, I can never get off especially when you're doing it in PETG, because PETG is actually quite hard to print in because it needs like a higher temperatures and all of that lot. Oh yeah, I need a conveyor belt. Those things are so cool, Marcus. I know. They're like infinite whatever, isn't they? Yeah. So, I can't believe I got to say already. Well done. Well, that's it. Yeah, PETG. It's a bit harder to print in the PLA. Which it's not like hard, but you have to like tweak settings and really sort of work out how to print with it. So. One thing about it is you really have to stick it to the bed. Sometimes with PLA, you find that it doesn't really stick to the bed when it's laying the first few layers, and you've got to put glue down. Now that's quite a normal thing in 3D printing if you don't do 3D printing. But with PETG, I'm finding you have to use glue every time. Otherwise, it literally just does not stick to the bed on that first layer. And that's that. If your first layer doesn't work, your whole print's had it much. PETG is a pin unless you're using that. Yeah, I always use a brim. Always use a brim. It probably took about 20 or 30 prints to get it right because of the attrition and things like that. Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at resin printers as well, and like I say, it's that factor that it's not safe for pets. That's kind of annoying. But resin printers are very cool. I knew someone locally that does resin printers. That's why I thought I'd have a kind of wanted one. But they're just very cool, aren't they? You get a lot like the fine detail in resin. Technology is definitely like coming on super fast. Give it like another 10-15 years. I've been saying this for a while. I think a 3D printer in every house, just like there is a microwave. Like there'll be all these pre-programmed settings and that sort of thing. It's just going to take someone with enough money to come along and build that factory where it makes it accessible to the public. And I really truly think that will become a thing within the next 10, 15, maybe 20 years. But like the way it's going, like you can 3D print your own objects. Why wouldn't they make that a bigger thing? If you think of it from a capitalist point of view, why wouldn't you want to capitalize on that before it becomes too free, if you know what I mean? It starts widening out the actual markets that you're already in. One plug and play. Yeah, that's it. Like that is exactly it. Once you get that, you plug it in and you just press, oh, I need a fork today. You press the button, 5 minutes later you've got a fork. That's gonna be a thing. You know that's gonna be a thing. Like, and then you'd be able, people will be selling the new STL files for this and that, and someone's going to work out how to make money from it, and then it will be a thing, basically. Yeah, like most things, really. Let's be honest, it is the way it is, but yeah. At least technology is moving forward. It's nice to see technology. What was it I was saying earlier? Like, that's it. I kicked the kids out into the garden. We asked them to tidy up. Their room's a bit of a mess. Not really messy, but you know what it's like when kids don't tidy. And they spent like 4 hours. And I went there and was like, what have you done? They've literally done nothing. Like, they've moved like 2 or 3 items and made a pile, basically. I said, I've had enough of this. Get out. Get in the garden. I give up on trying to make you do it. I'll just do it myself. And if stuff ends up in the bin, it ends up in the bin. Go outside, get in the sun. Like, back in my day, like, if my parents had said, tidy your bedroom before you can go out, probably the beds, threw as much of it under my bed as possible. The rest of it went in a black bag, and I'd be running out the door to check it whilst I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, these kids really just wasted like 4 or 5 hours doing nothing, just sitting there. Like, I don't even know, what do they do? Stare at it? My God! Like, it took me about 10, maybe 20 minutes to tidy their room. That's it. Job done. God. I was never the tidiest as a kid or a teenager, but like I said, if you got tidy, you got tidy. Like, it's not hard. Anyways, rant over. My children are generally not too bad, to be fair. They worked, obviously, at the show. Kayla took her sweet stool, and that she did all right out of everyone. She probably made, like, probably the second. I don't know. I didn't actually ask, but she did quite well. You know, she almost all the kids that weren't did go over to Kayla, which is encouraging for her. Like, she was, you know, obviously having to do the maths and like run business. It was really honestly, like, so I was running about like a hairless chicken and like setting this up and literally running, like, as Andy can back me up here, I was literally running for most of the day on like no sleep for like 40 something hours, something at that point as well. Running for most of the day. I come to her stall and it's fantastic. It is so well laid out. It just looks absolutely amazing. And yeah, I can't say much more than that. She did a really good job. Really impressed me. Sort of professionalism, even when everything was falling apart around her, she just carried on and got her stall ready like she was meant to, you know. Really, really good. And Amy was absolutely fantastic. She definitely enjoyed the day, maybe a bit more than worked, but at that point there was so few people there. I didn't mind, like, go on the bouncy castles, we spent enough on them. And, you know, enjoy the pirate shows. The pirates are absolutely fantastic. Buccaneers Legends, they have theatre. I think it's AMA Theatre, up just outside of London. They do all sorts of different stuff, not just pirates. If you want a performance, check out them because they are really, really good and not badly priced for what they do. They turned up, they did 2.5 shows really, and 2 sword fighting workshops. The makeup was incredible, their dress was incredible, the shows were incredible. They had their own like amps and microphones and like a whole stage sort of show and setup, and it was a really fantastic sort of show. It is a shame we couldn't share it with more because it was so good. And like, they're going to come back next year. We were ready. We want them back next year because they really did sort of bring that atmosphere of sort of awesomeness, you know. So obviously, my Amy went and enjoyed that lots, which was fantastic. By the end of the day, she knew all the sword fighting moves off the top of her head. She was showing the pirates. Yeah, they were very good, absolutely fantastic. Can't recommend them enough. In fact, I didn't take many pictures or videos on the day because I was absolutely mental, but I did manage to get one video of the pirates. So I'll share that as a short on my YouTube shortly, just so you can see how good they were, really. But yeah, it is a shame that it was so quiet, but it is what it is. Yeah. But I don't really know what else to say apart from that. It was only going to be a short one tonight. I mean, the technology's letting me down on the microphone side. I need to work out what that's about. I probably need to restart the computer. It hasn't restarted in quite a while, I must say. Hasn't been turned off in quite a while. Oh, the last stream, the last stream we had, I talked about moving the telly into my office. Well, I did it. I've got a telly in the Xbox in my office. So for those rare occasions that I do take a break, I can. Thank you very much, Marcus. You're a star. Yeah, so for those few times I do take a break, I can sit here, I can put on Netflix on the telly, or even my YouTube on the telly, or I'm playing Fallout, I will admit. Like, after watching the series, I was like, yeah, I'm playing it again. It's been a while since I completed it last. You know, I completed 3, New Vegas, and 4. I admit I didn't go back to 1 and 2. I probably should at some point, but they're very different style of games, aren't they? But I know all the lore like the back of my hand. I enjoy watching Oxford's videos. So yeah, I've been playing Fallout again. I think I've got to like level 40 now. Mainly because I've been staying up late at night. Like, I've been finishing work at like 11, 12. I'm like, you know what? Let's play a bit of Fallout. Just playing a bit like as and when I can in between things. I say just grabbing 5 minutes, letting my brain unscramble sometimes. We've got so many different things we're doing at the minute, but we do love it. We do love it. But yeah, on that note, I am going to. Oh, 76, right. So, I'm glad you brought that up, actually. You should complain, you should complain. Yes, you should complain. I'm so confused, Marcus. That's a bit in vain. Put in your yeah, all right, yeah. Oh, thank you very much for popping in, Adrian. Bloody, I didn't realise you were there. We can't play Destiny. 76. I really should get into 76. I've watched so many videos on it, but I don't know. I've debated in my head what I wanted to do, so I've done it in a really weird order this time. I'm playing 4, then I'm probably going to play 3, then New Vegas, then 76. I think that kind of is going to make sense with the show, because obviously they're in the Vegas region. I just think by the time I've completed all of that, then it'll probably be the next season coming out. Speaking of seasons coming out, we've got loads of stuff coming out at the minute. They've just announced, you might not like it, Avatar, Airbender, I think, season 2 and 3, I think. There's going to be more Star Wars. There's going to be, I think they're working on a new Jurassic World film. And then there was like 2 or 3 other things that's really good coming out at the minute. Something ended August, I can't remember, but there's all sorts. I'll have to update you in the next one when I've read a bit more of the latest filmings and whatnot. Yeah, and I'll keep you updated on it. But yeah, thank you very, very, very much for coming in tonight. I do apologise, it's not a very long one. I super apologise for the rubbish technology. But I'll get that sorted by the time we're back. Definitely for Sunday, maybe Wednesday, but definitely we'll be here next Sunday. Bike on Mice on Mars. I don't know what we're talking about, but absolutely fantastic. That's it, yes. They're releasing a new Bike Mice from Mars, aren't they? God, there's so much coming out in there. I'm looking forward to it. I used to watch it as a kid. In fact, I was quite into it as a kid, but no one else really that I knew was, so kind of faded away. But that'll be good. On that note, I'm going to say thank you all very, very much. Come back next Sunday. We'll be doing it again. Thank you very much to our sponsors, Answer Us and Valhalla Martial Arts of Weymouth. Both absolutely fantastic shops. And let's be honest, Valhalla Martial Arts have done us fantastic over the years. We're going to be working very closely with them for a long, long time to come. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the show, supporting the shows. If you see a post about the show, even if you're not coming, feel free to share it. Just doing that will help me out massively, getting people to know that we've got it going on. Even if they're not into bugs, let's show them what's going on, because they might be by the end of it. But on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Again, thank you all. Thank you to Patreons. I always forget to mention them as well. But I shouldn't be, because you're absolutely fantastic. And yeah, check out the website. Thank you, Marcus, for dropping those links in for me. Thank you, all of my team working behind the scenes. I could always chuck that one in as well, because it's not just me. I have got a few people which help me out like Marcus there dropping the thing in. You know, I've got people helping me out. It's not just me. If it was just me, I expect I'd be completely overwhelmed and I'd never get a moment's sleep. So yes, massive thank you to my entire team, which seems to be growing nicely at the moment because I need more and more people for shows. But on that note, I'm going to leave you. So as always from me, I'll see you again soon, fans. Good night.